Kim here, and the gloves are off with the great Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ray, we got new money coming into the sport of boxing. Jay-Z and Rock Nation have won the purse bid for the WBO middleweight title, fight against Peter Quillen taking on Matvey Korobov. Your thoughts on Jay-Z's entrance into the business of boxing?
Well, first of all, I think it's good. It's good that you got new blood in boxing. Jay-Z is an entertainer. He knows how to put on a great show. So he knows that boxing is a sport. It's about showmanship. So I think it's great for the sport. The fact that they paid that much for that fight is good for Kid Chocolate. You know, I like to see new blood when it adds something to it. And I think Jay-Z can add a showmanship. I think it adds some of that flair, that putting on a great show. He knows what it takes. I think that's good for the sport.
Ray, my concern is this. There have been other fly-by-night operations, and most recently, another guy in the hip-hop world, Titan, 50 Cent. It's been a disaster for him. His fighters have stagnated. Now, what I do like about what Jay-Z is doing, he hired an experienced boxing guy, Dave Itzkowitz, and he seems to have some backing. But I remember going back to your era, there were people like Josephine Abercrombie who thought they were going to revolutionize the business. I remember America Presents with Matt Tinley. And Bob Arum once said about these new fly-by-night operations, and Ray Stallone actually promoted Aaron Pryor for a very short moment. Sylvester Stallone, yes. Right. And Bob Arum once said about these New Jacks coming into their business, the desert is strewn with bleached bones. In other words, it's not that easy. I mean, listen, say what you want about your former promoter, Bob Arum, or Don King, or the Duvas, or Frank Warren. There's a reason why they're still in this business. They are survivors. And to me, I don't know if any entity like Jay-Z or 50 Cent or whoever's going to be the next guy, you have to be fully committed to know this business. And there's been a lot of smart people with Harvard business degrees that have been Fortune 500 owners of companies that have failed. Ray, you know this. Boxing is still the wild, wild west. It is the most unusual business in the whole world as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's unlike any other business. That's true. And I think Jay-Z's smart to know the first thing you learn about business, the smartest thing I ever learned about business, let those who do. He hired the right guy, run the show. You oversee him, but you let him do his thing. So I think he's got a good guy in place, a guy who knows the business, who's promoted before. He's been around experienced promoters, so he knows the game. I think JC's going to use all his contacts, obviously, for the television. And I think people are going to be interested, networks are going to be interested in getting involved with Jay-Z because they know it's going to be a show. I think now you let the same guys go out there and find the best fighters. They're going to put on action-packed shows for you. They're going to give you the best, best product for your money. So I think I like it. I like it. But Bob Arum, and I don't know what's better, the quote he used or your impersonation.
I got a good Arum.
Because I think you do a good Bob. You know, you do great Bob, and you do great Manny Stewart. That's the best.
That's my number one thing.
But you know, look, that remains to be seen. Bob and Don are on the way out. No, not because they can't do the boxing game anymore. It's just they're age-wise. They're on the way out. The new blood is Golden Boy, smart. Lou DiBella's still there, smart. Jay-Z, smart. Now, what I want to see a card with Jay-Z's fighters against 50 Cent fighters. I mean, now we got a true rap war going on. You know, that's what I want to see. But I think it's good for boxing, as long as they understand the business. And let those who do, and put on best product possible. Let the fighters put on good shows with top fighters against top fighters. That's the key. You know, that's what Bob did. That's what Don did for years. They put on great shows. Don't have this rivalry where your guys HBO, my guys Showtime, so we're not going to match them. Let the fighters fight. When it's time and it's at the highest peak, let the fighters fight and put on the best shows possible.
That's it for this edition of Gloves Off with Ray Boom Boom Mancini. And folks, if there's a particular story or a question you want to ask us, please tweet us at UCN Live with the hashtag Gloves Off, and we'll do your best to accommodate you. So on behalf of Ray Boom Boom Mancini, this is Steve Kim saying till the next round, goodbye everybody.